Well, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Through the Dust. I guess I need to start with an apology for missing the last almost month. I know it's been at least 3 weeks, maybe even 4. That was not planned or intentional. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, and it just kind of got into a place where what I'll talk about today, a lot of self-examination has been taking place. But I guess it all began right after New Year's when a man who, I don't know if adults use the term best friend, but a brother that I was very close to. He'd been a partner in the church since its inception, and prior to that we were friends, and passed away suddenly. And that sort of started me not in any kind of depression or anything like that, but definitely a period of mourning and sadness, and just kind of wanted to take a little break from everything and just sort of go through that. But since then I've had there's been other things that's going on, as far as it's just must be that time of year. My uncle passed away a couple of days ago, and so that's been happening, and just been a lot of stuff that has kind of brought me, these things happen, and there's a lot of sad things that we can point to, and how tough it is and how hard it is, and those things are fairly obvious. But for me, this has kind of been a moment that what these times do, they sort of shock us, and I mean that in a good way. They kind of shock us out of the routine, out of the normal day-to-day grind, and they get us thinking about stuff that we don't normally think about. It's easy in life to become comfortable in your routine and your methodology as to why you do or don't do certain things and how you go about doing them. It's really easy to get in a groove of that stuff and just take the path of least resistance there, and that's why we're just such suckers for comfort. As human beings, we just are. But then some times like these have come along where I've had loved ones pass on, and there's been changes, around just minor things, and it gets you really thinking about your life and what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you're doing it. And so Andrew and I, my wife, we've spent a lot of times lately just looking at how we spend our days and how we spend our time, and are we making the most, as the Bible says, of every opportunity? And when you stop and you think about life, certainly someone passing away young and suddenly, like Monroe did, and my Uncle John, and sort of out of the blue, and it really kind of gets you thinking that could be me any day, and not to sound morbid or doom and gloom, but life is fragile. But it's got me thinking about us, this channel. We've been doing this for a few months now. I have enjoyed very much the community that has been kind of developed. There's a few of you guys that comment regularly. I've never met any of you other than I think Carson in person, but still, just the comments and the back and forth, I really enjoy. But I keep asking myself, am I doing right by this channel, or should we be doing things differently? And that's what I'm trying to figure out, is what should be the direction of this channel. I've been trying to aim for 5-minute videos, short devotionals. Those are challenging for me because I like to really explain things, and doing it in 5 minutes it's almost complicates things because you're rushing through so fast sometimes. But my subscriber list, views have kind of hit a plateau. I want to keep pushing the channel forward, but I want whatever the Lord wants for this thing, and I'm kind of depending in prayer and you guys with what you think would work. I have thought about taking this channel and making it not just 5-minute devotionals, but sort of dedicated to writing, like do writing videos with devotional stuff kind of sprinkled in there, or maybe a devotional at the end of the video, but it kind of being centered around writing trips that I take. I don't know. If I did that, I don't know if I could do a video every week. Just, there's a lot of things there. But I do want to share a verse that times like this make you think about. And that's Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3. It says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. And so that's just what I've always tried to do. But certainly now I'm like, Lord, I don't really know what direction to take a lot of things. I'm kind of in limbo right now with project cars and stuff. I don't, off camera here, I've got an old 73 Charger that I've put back together that I don't know if I want to restore it or if I want to sell it. I'm kind of bored with a lot of stuff. I don't know what I really want to do. And there's just all this stuff floating around, and I'm just kind of at a point where I'm like, Lord, what should I be doing with my days? What should I be doing with my time? How do you want it to be done? And I've heard people say this all the time, that if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. And that's sort of a mentality people have about God, but I don't completely agree with that. I don't believe that God laughs at all of our plans. I won't say. I will say there's probably been times where I've mentioned things to him that probably he got a laugh out of it. But I don't. That kind of paints this picture that God could give a rip about us and our desires. But David said he gives us the desires of our heart. I mean, he entrusted Adam with the authority to name the animals. There are times where God looks at us and says, what do you want to do? And now I don't mean he's just automatically going to bless it, because what we want to do may not be the right thing to be doing. But I do believe that God looks at our plans. I don't believe he laughs at all of them. But in times like these, I'm kind of at a point where I'm not really picky. I'm just kind of like, Lord, I don't know what to do. And so I'm trusting him that all this is going to unfold, how it's going to unfold. And I've been out of the groove. I've been kind of in this limbo floating space, and as to what to do with the channel and what to do with project cars. And we ain't been able to go ride because it's been freezing cold, and it's raining right now as we speak. And I don't know if it's just the weather combined with all this or what it is, but nonetheless, I'm kind of going stir crazy to some degree. But I want this to at least be an encouragement to you guys, because I'm sure all of you have found yourself in a season like this. And as we examine life, I think it's a good thing that we have moments that make us look at ourselves in the mirror and say, am I doing the best that I can do with what I have? And Lord, is there anything I can do different to serve you better? And kind of something to shock us out of that normal just flow routine. And whatever that is, whether I have a plan or whether I don't, I'm going to go with Proverbs 16, and I'm just going to commit it to the Lord and say, it's all yours. Whatever you want to do here, Lord, because I don't got no ideas. But even if I do, I'm not ever afraid to bring those to him. I'm never afraid, and you shouldn't be either, to bring my plans to God and say, Lord, here's what I'm thinking. Because there's been times where he's blessed it, and there's been times where he let me know that was not the best thing, and so, but you never know till you bring it up, and he's certainly gracious and loving enough to hear us out. So don't believe that whole mentality that whatever I bring to him, he's just going to laugh it off. That's not really biblical at all. So, be honest, talk with him. You're seeing a walking out. That's what we're doing. We're walking out this season, and we'll see what happens. So I know this is kind of an all-over video, guys. I just wanted to come in and hear from you. I really want to hear from you guys. I know the views on the videos have dropped a lot, and I always just take that as either YouTube's not putting it out there, or what I'm putting out is just not connected. And so I'm not a numbers guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big numbers guy, but I'm just asking the question, is there something that can be done different to bring more engagement? So anyway, hope maybe some of this resonated with you, man. Maybe some of this blessed you. If nothing else, I'm going to go edit this video and watch it rain out my window. At least it's not freezing today. And Lord willing, you guys will hear from me next week. And who knows, whether it looks like a few days nice this week, I may be able to jump on this thing and cut out and go ride a little bit. And if I do, I'll maybe we'll film some stuff out there. But Thank y'all for listening, man. I really appreciate it. You stuck with me all the way to the end of this. Thank you so much. God bless you. Love you guys. Lord willing, I'll see you next week.